All right, so that's this. Now over here, this is very similar. All right, so and for this type of and for questions like this, now your second answer choice either is right or wrong. If it's right, then it's you just take it the same way as you would take questions like this. If it's right, immediately reinforce the way you were thinking about D, and immediately reinforce the reasons why you eliminated A, B, C, and E. And that's if you get it right. However, sometimes you get it wrong. What if you get it wrong? What if this is actually the wrong answer choice? Well, then it depends on, then you see you move down to here. Then it depends on what the right answer choice is. Well, first thing you do is you shatter. Of course, you do the same thing here. You shatter the way you were thinking about D. Okay, because the way you were thinking about it has been empirically shown to you to be wrong. So then you default. Okay, now you see, is your first answer choice right? Because often is the case. Often that is the case. Your first answer choice turned out to have been right. Your spark of intuition was right. If that's the case, then go back and remember the way you were thinking about A. And of course you got to shatter the way you thought about A such that you eliminated it, because see, you chose the second answer choice, which means the second time around on review you eliminated A. So whatever reason you eliminated A, and you're going to know this reason because I told you to have a concrete reason to fortify the reason in your mind. So you're going to know why you eliminated A. Recall that reason and shatter it because that was a wrong reason. So you still do the same thing here. You shatter your reasoning. And likely you're going to revert back to the intuition that you had to choose A. And then reflect on that intuition and think about why that was right. What made you have this intuition? So you see, I often think about the LSAT as just sort of, a lot of people do have these intuitions. Think about them as like little sparks of light, your intuition. Little sparks of light residing somewhere deep in your subconscious. Your job, and that's what this mechanism is good for, your job is to identify those sparks of light and cultivate it. Cultivate it into flames. The right ones, the sparks of intuition that lead you to the right answer choice. See here, your spark intuition of A was right, and you were trying to extinguish it by choosing D. Shatter that. Make that go away. Go back to A, examine that intuition, and if it's right, cultivate that spark so that it turns into a flame. That's what you're doing. For all of this stuff, you all have intuition somewhere. There's just little tiny sparks deep in your subconscious where you actually understand how this works. The hard part is identifying those sparks that lead you in the right direction and cultivating it and turning it into flames, and identifying those sparks of intuition, those little sparks of light that actually lead you in the wrong direction, and then extinguishing, or the analogy shatter, extinguishing those right away. You see, and to take this analogy across to step number 2, what it's doing is asking you to put a magnifying glass up to the intuition, so you actually see, upon reflection, you actually see what the intuition is. I say solidify your train of thought. I say make concrete your reasoning. All of that, and there's just analogies. I mean, here the analogy with the spark of light analogy is to say like take a magnifying glass up to your spark of intuition to closely examine what it is, so you don't forget it. Whereas if you're not doing that, you're just taking bets. You don't even know which intuition was responsible for you choosing A. So you see, then the answer is not good for anything. All right, so back to this. Say your first answer choice is right. Okay, you know what you got to do. Reinforce, cultivate that little spark of light. But if your answer choice A is also wrong, that's really bad. If your answer choice, well, okay, it's not really. I mean, it's very disappointing. I should say it's very disappointing. It's not very bad. It's actually great because there's nothing bad that comes out of this method. Everything comes out of this method is empirically useful. It's empirically true, so therefore it's useful for you. So you say your A is also wrong. Then that means you just have no idea what was going on. I mean, maybe you were trapped, maybe you were what. Chances are you just don't understand this argument at all. So then, you're just completely wrong. Then one of these things, let's say that it turns out C was the correct answer choice for this. Then, of course, you just, whatever method of reasoning you're using for A and D, immediately shatter those, but then you have to justify C. And this is going to be hard because you already spent a lot of time trying to figure this out. And if you still didn't get it, I don't know. Chances are you're not going to get it. So this type of question, what I do is I mean, there were plenty of these questions when I was studying for this test. I had nobody I didn't have anybody that I could actually go to and ask. I didn't have, someone who knew more about the LSAT than I did I could go to and be like, hey, why is C wrong? So what do? Well, if you do have someone, a tutor or whatever, that's great. Then just go ask them. You have fellow students, go discuss it with them. Otherwise, if you didn't have any of those resources at your disposal, which I didn't, what I did was I would just cut out this question, keep it in my pocket, or not really keep it in my pocket. I cut out the question, keep it in a little stack, put a paper clip on it, and every once in a while, take it out and just flip through those questions that I still couldn't understand. And you know what? After a couple of days, maybe with a fresh pair of eyes, maybe with a new perspective on thinking about it, it just becomes obvious why C is wrong. And as time, C is right rather, and as time goes on, your stack of questions that you don't understand will thin out because you're going to be doing more LR questions, you're going to be learning more, you're going to be reinforcing certain hypotheses about how to get the right answer choice and wrecking other hypotheses about how to get the right answer choice, and that learning process will help you illuminate this particular question. Because the LSAT is all the same. Every single question they ever ask on the logical reasoning question has been asked 10 times before. Every single LR question is just simply a reincarnation of a different LR question that they've already asked before. So there you go. This is how you practice the logical reasoning. And if you're doing it any other way, you are doing it wrong. You're just wasting your time.